Alright, today's the day I will be attempting to put the eBay Universal Motorcycle Windscreen on the CB125F. Now, I believe they are designed to sit under here, under the mirrors. We're not going to know how it's going to fit until we give it a proper go. What I need to do first is fix up this nightmare that I did during my unboxing video by putting everything on here completely upside down. So the first thing we're going to do after I take these nuts out, we're going to install these on the correct part. These two nuts are going to secure onto this bracket here, which this piece should sit underneath the mirrors. But I've got a bit of mucking around to do first. Okay, so we've got these two on the long part of the bar there. I'm very much aware of the fact that my head is being cut out of the frame, but this is one of those things that's not my headache right now. I've got to stand up again, I'm hurting my leg. So what we've got here are four holes in the screen. So we are just going to roughly line them up with the brackets like so. Then what we are going to do, one of our washers there, poke it through, ba-dunk. We are going to line it up like that. Now we're going to wind that on just a couple of threads. It should be looking something like this. Okay. The bracket for the windscreen just sits in there like that. Presumably along that kind of angle. There might not be enough room for the actual bracket because of these, which they feel like they need a tighten anyway. So we're just going to slip it under there and see how we go. Now, what I'm doing here is I'm just rolling these nuts down just to get them out of the way. We're going to try and line up. Okay, that's not looking like it's going to fit very easy. We're going to pull these down as far as they'll go. Shoop. This is not how I wanted it to sit. It's actually creating drag that way. All right, what I need to try and do is, instead of placing the brackets here, I'm going to try and put them in between these two nuts there, because as it stands, there's no way to get this windscreen to mount where I need it to. These bars, they're just not nearly long enough. All right, so with any luck, having the bracket mounted higher will make a difference. Now I just need to try and do the same with this side. So we see how we've mounted each of the brackets here and here. Now we'll see how we go about. This might be a lot better actually. we want the mirror, we want the window to flex back, really, don't we? Like, at the moment, that's just going to catch it like a goddamn wind sail. That is the exact opposite of an angle that I would want. I just don't think that a windscreen on that angle is going to do anything except catch the wind. I don't like the angle of these brackets. This is taking a lot longer than I'd anticipated. I mean, I'd always thought that it wouldn't fit particularly well, but I didn't think I'd be spending this much time effing around. Alright, so I'm about to run out of battery on this, on this camera, so I'm gonna stop it there. Basically, I need to try and figure out a way to have this windscreen so it's not going to create this negative pressure wave. So I'm going to sit out here and muck around with that, and I'll record something once I'm happy with how the windscreen's secured. Okay, I think I've got it. It's a little bit wonky, I'll admit. Now, forgive me for the bad camera angles here. I'm sitting on the bike. So basically, these mirror stems, they're not even. I don't care that much. I like where my mirrors sit, so I'm not going to bother about fettering the angle of the mirror stems. These bolts stick out quite a way, but they don't really interfere with the operation of the bike. And if I really like this windscreen, I'll just chop off these end bits to clean it up. So there is still a bit of a forward rake to the windscreen, but it has got that concave curve to it. I am worried that it's going to create more drag than not. But we'll see how we go. There's no way to mount the windscreen to get it sitting back like that, which is what I was envisioning. I'm going to go ahead and tighten up all this. I don't know if I feel up to going for a ride today, but we can leave it like that and see how we go. All right, everything's been tightened up, and hopefully you can see we've got a nice little curve to the windscreen there. I am worried about that gap there. God, that looks so stupid. It's gonna snap in half. Look at it go.